Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thanks for checking in. So I'm outside today, changing things up a little bit. It is a warm day, admittedly, late afternoon hours, at least at the time I'm at the camera here. And I'd say the temperature is around 90, but I have braved the elements. There are some thunderstorms in the area, so that's probably going to cool things off anyway, and I thought, what the heck, it's been so long since I've done an outdoor review, let's just go for it, why not? It's always fun doing these, I like the fresh air, you never know what you'll see around you, so hope it's enjoyable, and I hope the lighting and all that works out. Today's review is for a limited item, a limited release, you should say, from Burger King. And there's a lot of people talking about this, and here's the thing that you have to understand first and foremost when it comes down to this item. There are all sorts of releases out there in the world of fast food. You have various promotions that are just supposed to be, aesthetically pleasing. It's not really an emphasis on taste, but rather appearance. And then you have those items, of course, that are supposed to taste a certain way, have all sorts of spices or sauces or this or that ingredient combination, etc. And this is a perfect example of the first category, the aesthetically pleasing items. Burger King is collaborating, and they have released a special Whopper to commemorate the upcoming release of the Spider-Verse film. So they have released the Spider-Verse Whopper, and here's what it has on it. It's a 1/4 pound beef patty, Swiss cheese, tomato, lettuce, onions, pickles, mayo, ketchup, and, true to Spider-Man, I would wager, at least the Spider-Verse. Granted, I'm not the most familiar person with this in the world, so I'm not going to pretend that I know all this. It has a red and black bun. So, the main difference between this and a regular Whopper is that it has Swiss cheese, and it has a special red and black bun. It's available at the price of $6.50. Limited time, I think it'll be on the menu until early June, if I'm not mistaken. And again, the big deal about this, it's red. And that's going to be what everyone's really going to be focusing on. Sorry about that. Had a little something in my throat. And everyone is just going to be focused on the appearance. So with that, what I want to do in today's review is two things. I want to see, number one, well, how does it look? And number two, of course, how does it taste? Some people have said, I think the idea of just having what would be a Whopper with just some different cheese and a different colored bun is quite stupid, it's unoriginal, there's not really all that much to it, etc. And even though these sorts of things can be a little silly, I think some people maybe they would have hoped there was some sort of flavoring in the bun or something like that. In the end, it's a nice little touch. I mean, what's the big deal? It's a Whopper with a red bun. I don't think that's really going to hurt anyone. And fans of the film, it's just a little extra now to kind of make the most of it. I have the Whopper right here. Again, I got it at the price of around $7, but some have said it's between $6 and $8. So it looks like an original standard Whopper wrapping from the front. From the back, however, some branding right there. And now, there it is. So let's get a better look at this. I hope it would display well, but the bun is very vibrantly red. It is a bright red, I would say. And you could see the black sesame seeds thereon. If you hear that noise, it's actually the bun communicating to you, so please heed it. Yeah, it's red, alright. Most definitely is. You can see some of the Swiss cheese, the mayo, pickle there, some ketchup. lettuce. Let's debun it, see what we see. Very heavy on the mayo. Some ketchup as well, the lettuce. Onions, the beef patty, Swiss, all the toppings as they are, exactly as they said they would be. So with that, it's available again at the price of around $8. You know what it looks like, I know what it looks like, we know everything there is to know about it, so let's try it out. Let's see how it tastes, if it's any good or not. Let's find out. The Spider-Verse Whopper from Burger King, going in. I want to try to get a bite with the tomato there. There we go. One more bite. So this revelation is probably going to startle some of you. Might scare some of you. I don't mean for it to, but that's why I wanted to give a little bit of a preface, just to give a little bit of advance warning, so to speak, because now I think, well, at least hopefully you know what you're in for. The bun is most definitely red. The sandwich tastes like a Whopper with a red bun. So, of course, as we examine the sandwich, we look at it. Very heavy on the condiments. There's a lot of mayo on this, more than I would generally like. I mean, when I personally go ahead and get a Whopper, because when I go to Burger King, if I'm to get an item of theirs, I would say the Whopper is my go-to. I think it's a very complete sandwich. It always has a good amount of various toppings. They all blend together nicely. They taste generally quite nice. And you really can't go wrong with it. It's the reason why it's their staple, for lack of a better word. Very heavy on the mayo, though, and me, usually I omit the mayo entirely. But I know that many people like it, and they like it in large quantities, and I will say that the mayo, despite its large quantity, is still not completely overboard. It's not overwhelming. It's a very moist sandwich, thanks really in part, or in whole almost, to all of the mayo on it, but it still does contribute a little bit flavor-wise, moisture-wise. The beef, juicy, flavorful, and a good portion of it. Granted, this was only a single patty, not a double, but still you could see the thickness of the meat. Definitely a good amount there. Likewise, all the toppings appear, to me anyway, fresh. The Swiss cheese pairs nicely with the rest of the sandwich, so that's totally fine as far as the cheese is concerned. It's tasty. Like I said, it all blends together quite nicely. Nice sharpness to the onions as well as the pickles. Nice little zesty tang to them. And the tomatoes are fresh as well. So all the ingredients blend together nicely. It tastes pretty much just like a standard Whopper burger. However, again, I must emphasize that the bun is indeed red. And if you're wondering, does the red make the bun taste any different, no it doesn't. It's just red. And the black sesame seeds thereon have no taste either. So the bun sure is red. I think we could all agree on that. What I will do, for the heck of it, I will actually just rip off a piece of the top bun right here, and I'll just try it in its pure form, red and black, and let's see how red this tastes. Actually, let's cleanse the palate first. Now we'll try it. A little chewy, and it tastes like a standard wheat hamburger bun, but it's red in color. You could definitely taste all the sesame seeds, especially when you're eating it in its raw form like that. But again, now I cannot personally taste the red. It doesn't taste like spider meat or anything like that. It's just like a regular bun, but it's red in color to commemorate that new movie coming out. But all in all, yeah, it tastes like a regular Whopper burger. Yeah, the design of it is really just for aesthetic purposes. It, contributes nothing flavor-wise. But I think we all understand that going in. And as we get a closer look at the sandwich and realize, yeah, it's actually a pretty good sandwich. It tastes good. It's flavorful, of decent quality, and it's certainly very eye-catching with the bun. That was the whole point of the promotion. I would say that was a success. Therefore, out of 10, considering the price, yeah, it's slightly overpriced, but everything is at this point. And you could say, well, it's a special promotion, etc., etc. Out of 10, I am going to be giving the Spider-Verse Whopper from Burger King an 8.6 out of 10. There's really nothing that I can criticize this on to any great extent. Like I said, all the mayo, sure, that's one thing, but at the same time, that's my personal bias, and I am not going to let that influence this review, because just because I might not like tons of mayo doesn't mean that everyone else in the world feels the same way, because I know that is not the case. So, generally speaking, pretty good sandwich, can't complain. Eye-catching, that was the whole point, and all's well there. Now, there's actually another review coming up right now. This one's going to be quick, but I actually have to run inside and get it. So, excuse me for a moment, it'll be like a second to you, but I also happened to get some dessert. I had to run inside to grab this because I didn't want to leave it out here and have it all melted by the time that I was all finished. But this also comes with a special little dessert. Now, I purchased this separately. You could get it all as a meal for about, I think, $12 or so. But it also comes, you could add it on, you could get it by itself. They've also released, I should say, a Spider-Verse Sundae. It's available at the price of $3. It has vanilla soft serve, and then it has little red and black candies sprinkled atop, again, really for aesthetic purposes. And here it is. Let's zoom in on it. You could see the vanilla. And there are the candies on the top, right there. Red and black. And I'll just quickly try it out. I don't know if there's going to be a ton to discuss, considering that this is just a vanilla ice cream. But I'll certainly try to discern how those little toppings taste. Again, there it is. I think it's going to be a good dessert on a day like this. Again, upper 80s, sunny. Be very refreshing, I think. So, I will try it out right now. Let you know how it tastes, let you know how these little candies are, and then that'll be that. So, the Spider-Verse Sundae from Burger King, going in. There's your elixir. So as mentioned, not necessarily a ton to talk about as far as the sundae is concerned. The ice cream, again, vanilla in flavor, soft serve, very smooth, very sweet, but it's flavorful, and again, refreshing as I would have hoped for it to be on a day like this, so very pleasant in that regard. Here's an interesting note, though. So those little candies that are on the top, I think as I hope you could see, they are red and black in color, again to match the whole Spider-Man theme, the Spider-Verse theme. And here's the interesting thing. There wasn't essentially a very detailed description as to what these candies would be. Some people said that they were chocolatey, some people said that they were just little hard candies, etc. And then some people had this observation, and I noticed the same thing. While at first they're not necessarily the most flavorful, they're just kind of there, as I eat them, and I start chewing away and it comes in contact with my mouth, they start popping. They're like those little pop rocks, if you remember those. And they kind of start popping and sizzling in my mouth. Not to any sort of excess, not to the point where it's real crazy or over the top, or any of that, but you definitely are going to notice it. So as you're eating this sundae, you're going to start feeling this little popping and crackling sensation in your mouth, and it's those candies. It's not like something's going on and, you're having extreme hallucinations or, your teeth are self-destructing this time around or anything like that, but instead it's actually the little candies themselves that have a little bit of, again, a popping sensation. I think that's pretty cool. I could see that definitely being a bit of an appeal amongst both the kids, but even anyone interested. It could just be a little fun element added to a standard vanilla soft serve ice cream. So generally speaking, I think that's a nice touch. Tastes fine, refreshing, flavorful. Price is $3 for it, but again, it's a limited time offering. Out of 10, therefore, I am going to be giving the Spider-Verse Sundae from Burger King. I'm going to give it an 8.6 as well. I think they both are equally good. I think Burger King did a good job with the Spider-Verse promotion. And that's all that I have for you today. Thank you for watching today's review. Hope it was enjoyable and perhaps informative. And until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.